Decades ago, Central State Hospital in Milledgeville was bigger than the Antebellum Capital. It was a city within a city, an economic engine the community lived, breathed, and thrived on. 41 NBC's Amanda Castro takes us back in time to relive the hospital's past.
The Pecan Grove at Central State Hospital sits empty and quiet. But 50 years ago,
you'd see hundreds of people going about the business of mental health care.
The buildings on campus are a mere shadow of what was once the largest mental health institution in the world. In 1837, the legislature spent $20,000 to build a dormitory near Milledgeville so the state's mentally ill could receive treatment.
Mental health was no longer being beaten out of them as in the witchcraft and restraints. People were seeing it as something that could be treated.
Historical documents say the first patient was Tillman Barnett.
December of 1842. He didn't live long. He died in 1843, age 30. He came chained to an ox cart from Macon.
Thousands after him came to Milledgeville for treatment.
At that time, electric shock treatment, that was what they thought worked best, so they did it, or insulin shocks, or lobotomies. Nobody did any of those things at that time for any other reason but to try to help.
Edwin Atkins' great-grandmother, Betty Stubbs, was a patient from 1900 to 1931. He says her husband institutionalized her.
He wanted her to have a son, and after 2 more dead children, and never a son that lived, she came over to Milledgeville.
At the time, he says Milledgeville was the place to get rid of people.
You know, the little kids that bounce the ball on the playgrounds, they used to say, Edwin's sick, Edwin's ill, they're going to send him to Milledgeville. And Milledgeville was synonymous with a state prison, a boys' reform school, a state insane asylum, and a military school.
25,000 people were buried in cemeteries here on campus. These markers are a way to remember those who call Central State Hospital their final resting place.
There were people who needed to be here because there was no other alternative for them. And there were people that also were warehoused here by their family.
Baldwin County Commissioner Henry Craig remembers growing up on the campus when his father was superintendent during the 1960s. He was in charge of 13,000 patients.
He was also the mayor. He was also the police chief. He was also the sheriff. He was also the warden. In those days, all of those things happened here.
A city within a city, with its own schools, chapels, police department, and the largest kitchen in the world. Craig lived, worked, and even married his wife on the grounds.
I can tell you a story about every building. I walked with the patients, I walked with children, I walked with my parents' friends, and everybody knew each other. And this was his own community.
A community the residents depended on to survive.
This became the institution that Milledgeville and Baldwin County lived on, that it paid wages for 3,000 people. It was careers for 3,000 people.
In October 2012, the Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities started moving patients from the Craig Nursing Center at CHS to community-based settings. The last patient left in April. Atkins says the hospital will never be what it was. He's hoping everyone with a connection to the campus can share their memories on the Facebook group Friends of Central State Hospital.
So we're trying to get all that brought in, because yet to be told the real history.
He's hoping to get some closure on his personal story, as well as preserve a prominent part of Milledgeville.
It's still going to have its glory and its legacy. And if we have anything to do with it, that legacy will always be there for the public to find.
In Milledgeville, Amanda Castro, 41 NBC News.
Tomorrow night on the 41 NBC News at 6, we'll take a look at the future of Central State Hospital, find out what local leaders are doing to redevelop it, and bring more jobs and businesses to the community. Still ahead on the